Hey!
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you for doing this, Kanaya.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, yeah. So I have a ton of questions for you. The first being, you do amazing impressions.
Oh,
When
thanks.
did you start, how did you find out you could do great impressions?
Oh my gosh. Okay, because I think I was like 13 or 14 when I like kind of got into like voice acting. Um,
Nice.
and yeah, my sister and I, we used to like film like our TV screen of like an anime show, like Pokemon, for example. We would like voice over live, you know what I mean? It was kind of funny because when I look back now, it's like funny because we improvised everything. And it was so funny like watching back. And then I think after that, I just kind of like just started auditioning for like stuff for like YouTube and stuff. And I just realized I really like doing that, like utilizing my voice. And I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. I'm like, I'm kind of good at it. So I was like, why not? I love it. And then I don't know when at one point I transitioned to voice impressions. Um, I don't know. I just like, I don't even remember like the first impression I did, but I just like mimicking people, I guess, because I do it in general. Like I like mimic my siblings or mimic other people. So I was like, why not mimic their voices? So it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, what's your favorite character to do a voice impression of?
I like doing Tails from Sonic X, like the that
Really?
particular voice, I mean. I know I don't do it a lot because I feel like the character's not really in demand right now, at least not on my page. A lot of people
Mm.
like my Froppy impression, so I have a lot of My Hero Academia fans on there, so they always want me to do Froppy, so but which is totally fine, but I do prefer Tails.
Why do you specifically prefer Tails over any other character?
Because Tails is my favorite character. He always has been. I think he's just like a really good friend to Sonic, and like he's really smart and he's so precious. And
Oh.
yeah, he has like a soft spot in my heart. So to when I figured out that I was pretty okay at doing his voice, I was like, yes, like this is great. So yeah, he has a soft spot. I have a soft spot for him.
All right. So for anime, is Froppy your favorite character, or is that just the character that you're asked the most to voice impression?
Froppy is not my favorite character. It's just the character that everybody wants me to do, and
Mm.
it's my favorite character is actually Todoroki and Midoriya. But they're both guys, so I can't do their impressions really. I tried Deku, and some people like it, and I'm like, okay, because I don't think I sound like a man, but I'm okay. Like, okay, if you guys like it, that's all that matters. It's fine. But yeah, people really like Froppy because yeah, I think I'm pretty good with that one.
What do you think is the hardest impression that you've done? The one that you have the most difficulty with?
The hardest one. Um, I've been trying to do Ash Ketchum for a long time. The old one, Veronica Taylor. I don't sound anything like him. Like I've been trying like for years, like on and off practicing, but like for whatever reason I can't get it. Like I can get that raspy kind of voice, but it doesn't quite sound like him. You know what I mean? So I'm still practicing that one, and I would hope the day will come when I actually get it. So
Oh my God, that's very interesting. Is Veronica Taylor one of the voice actors you look up to? And if not, what voice actor has the biggest impact on you?
Yeah, she's definitely one of them. Because Ash is my Pokemon's my childhood, really. So
Yeah.
I always love her work. And then who else do I like? I like Bryce Papenbrook. I feel like a lot of people don't like him that much because like we hear his voice everywhere, really. I love his work for obviously Eren from Attack on Titan, and
Oh, that's him.
yeah, that's him. That's him. That's him. Yeah, he does a lot of anime. I know he did Blue Exorcist, the main character in that one. I haven't seen that one. Who else did he do? He did someone in Demon Slayer. What's his name? The guy with the thing on his head, like the bull on his head, whatever it's called. I forgot his
The
name.
the
I don't know
bull
what
on
it's
his head.
called. He's wearing like a mask or something. It's probably not a bull. I'm like, I don't know what it's called. But like he's wearing
Um.
something on his head. I don't remember his name. What? Oh, Inosuke. Inosuke. That's his name. Got it. That, Inosuke.
Okay. All right. Oh wow. From Demon Slayer. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that character. He voices him. He does a lot of work too. I really like, yeah, I think he does a lot of good work, and I think he's the one that I really like. And I might be kind of biased because he voices Eren from Attack on Titan, which is my favorite show, but Yeah.
Speaking of favorite show, why is Attack on Titan your favorite anime ever?
Shoot, I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe it, man. It's just like when I watched the first season, like when it came out, like what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
6 years now. Wow.
yeah, it's crazy to think about. But like when I first saw it, I was just like, wow. Like it gave me so many feelings, like like feelings, like every anime does. But like I don't know, it just took me. I don't know. I can't really describe it because like when I watch it and then after I'm done watching it, I feel like I just went to another world, like literally went to another world. And then like I found myself dreaming about it. Um, like the action in it is great, and then like they have like these moments in the show that are just so like inspiring. Like that one scene in the first season where was it? I forgot. Well, the first episode, duh. First episode when like they were kind of like running away when his mom, I don't know, I want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but
It's fine.
that
Yeah,
one
that's the first
scene where they're
episode.
like
It's okay.
running and like I don't know, just the action, the music behind it, and then like the emotion on the characters' faces, it was just like it just like really brought something out of me, if that makes sense, and no other show has been able to do that for me, so that's why it's like that special place.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said you have dreams of Attack on Titan. I am very sorry about that. That sounds horrifying. I can't imagine those being like positive dreams at all.
Yeah, it's powerful. That's all I can say. Pretty powerful. That's all I can say there. But yeah,
In Attack on Titan, what character has the deepest impact on you?
I think well, Armin is my favorite character, but
Yes.
yeah, but I'd say Aaron's my second favorite character because I don't know if you read the manga or read the manga. You read it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I read the manga.
Aaron's my second favorite character, and you know why. So because of what's happened to it's yeah, that yeah. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't read it, but it just like yeah, it's something else, honestly. So I'd say both those characters.
That's really cool. What about favorite side character ever? What's your favorite side character?
Armin. Well, he's kind of one of the main characters. He's not the main character, but he's like the side main character-ish. But yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
Armin. Yeah.
I give you that. I could give you that. So how about this, right? What is the first anime that got you into anime, like the gateway anime?
Um, hmm. Well, obviously I watched like Pokemon and Digimon at the time it came out, but I didn't know it was anime. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I watched Sonic X. I didn't know that was anime for a while. And then what else did I watch? I think I watched Dragon Ball Z, but I don't remember it. uh, but I guess I want to say the first anime that got me into it was probably Clannad. Because like, sorry, my light went out.
Yeah, no
I,
problem. No problem.
it's like kind of dark. I'd say because my siblings, they got into anime before I did. My sister, she watched Death Note, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so incredible! This is so crazy." And they also watched Code Geass at the time. They watched like Black Cat, and then I wasn't really interested at the time in anime, because when they were watching it, like I would like see clips, like moments, because like I pop in the middle and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what are you guys watching? This seems weird. And I'm like, why are the characters' eyes so big? It's so funny. But then like I think it was Clannad that got me really into it because we all like sat down and started watching it one day, and I was like, oof, like this is good. Um, and it was really sad too because I don't know if you've seen it, but it was
I was
very.
gonna ask, like, Clannad is a really sad
It
anime.
is. It is a really sad, and I don't even know why that was the one that really pulled me into it. Um, I guess it was more like everyday life kind of stuff. It could easier
Hmm.
to relate to kind of thing. Um, so I think that's why I kind of had a connection to it. And I tried to be strong and not to cry in front of my siblings because we don't do that. So I'm like, it's sad, don't cry, don't cry. Then I go cry when I'm alone. So, but yeah, I would say Clannad is definitely the first one that got me into it.
Wow. So earlier you were saying that you didn't really know that Sonic X, Yu-Gi-Oh, these were anime.
Hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people didn't know that, even me. Like I didn't, I just thought Dragon Ball Z was
Yeah.
a really, really good
Right,
cartoon.
right, right, right.
When did you find out that anime was anime and it was not cartoons?
I think it was around the time my siblings started watching it. They were like, "Oh, anime is like this great genre. Like you should totally watch this stuff because it's not like they're saying it's not like regular cartoons. It's like, from Japan. Like it's Japanese cartoons. That's technically what it is." And I realized like I started kind of comparing like around the time I started watching Clannad, I started comparing them to like American cartoons. I can see that in American cartoons, like SpongeBob, for example, it doesn't have like plots like
Yeah.
anime, right? Or like um I say like American cartoons are a bit, what do I want to say, like meant for kids, really. Most of them are meant for kids. Anime is not always meant for kids. Like Attack on Titan, for example, and like Death
Right.
Note, that is not meant for children. So I feel like a lot of anime has like deep like meanings behind them, right? Whereas like, in American cartoons, there's not really like a lot of deep meanings under it. It's just like, oh, it's supposed to be funny and sometimes educational, but it's not like it doesn't really make you think about life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, not that either one is like bad or anything. It's just that's the difference I noticed. But yeah, that's when I figured out the difference.
No, that makes total sense. And
Yeah.
I completely agree that there's so much deep meaning in anime.
Hmm.
For you, what was a deep meaning that you got from anime, and what anime was it?
Um, well, when I watched Clannad, I started because there's like a lot of like heavy themes in that one. Oh wait, no, no, because I just saw a Silent Voice recently, so that one really like hit
Oh,
hard.
nice.
That one really hit hard because it's something that a lot of people can relate to because, had a lot of heavy topics in it, like bullying and, like other stuff too. Um, I think that that one made me realize, like, oh, there's a lot of this stuff that's going on in the world, and a lot of people are hurting, and it made me like really sad. But it's such a good movie though. Um, and I guess it just kind of made me see things from a different perspective. Like it made me think about people more and like bullies, for example. Like, yes, bullying is bad, obviously, but it made me kind of try and see things from their perspective and try and understand them at least. Even
Interesting.
though what they're doing is wrong, but I think it's good to understand people, even if you don't always agree with them or the things that they do, because you never know what's going on with them, right? You never know like what's going on in their lives. Like they could be being bullied at home, they could be being abused or whatever. Like you never really know what's going on in their life. And it's like what made them that way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I like to think that people aren't just like mean because they want to be. It's more so they were influenced by something or brought up a certain way and it just made them that way. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the big thing I really took away from that. So I'm just trying to like really see things from other people's perspectives, especially when someone like hurts me, it's hard to it's hard to see it from their side because all you can think about is like how they hurt you. But then once you try and understand them, you start to feel, I guess, less angry. So at least for me, at least, yeah.
Wow. So, so that movie, it really, do you feel like it just changed who you are?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, like I said, it made me like see things from other people's perspectives, and it made me definitely see like the main character, like that people can change.
Yeah.
Like just because you were somebody 5 years ago doesn't mean you're that same person now, right?
Right.
And you know, I think it goes for the same thing. And like maybe you did something like a month ago. Like you're not the same person that you were a month ago, right? Even though it's such a short time, like you can still change in that short amount of time. And I feel like a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people don't can't accept that some people can change, right? Because say like for example, somebody did something a week ago, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, how could you possibly change in a week? It's like you're the same person you were a week ago. That's who you are and that's how you are. And it's like you can't you can't change. And
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I'm like, you can change in a week. Like it yes, it's hard. Like you're not gonna have this immediate change, but it's gonna be as long as you're showing effort, then that shows growth. It shows that you've changed. And that was another really important element in the film because he changed a lot and it was great. It was beautiful to see. I was like, he's a good boy. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have on that one. Yeah. Did I answer that question right?
Yep. You answered it beautifully.
Okay.
You answered it beautifully.
Cool.
In all the anime that you've seen, what's a character whose character development you absolutely loved, like above anyone else?
Above anyone else. Um, I gotta say the main character in a silent voice because he drastically changed. Because when you think of the beginning of the movie and then like at the end, he's a totally different person. And I
Yeah.
think that's really great storytelling in itself because when I was taking my like screenwriting classes in college, they always said that the most important thing in a story is the characters. It's like once you have those characters, perfect, backstories, personality, you develop them over time, and then you can create a story around it. Because like, who's gonna watch a really, really good story with really, really boring characters? It's like that's not interesting. So as long as you have really, really good characters that show like they are growing over time throughout the series, then you're gonna have one hell of a story. So yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a hard question. It's a classic debate in anime. Sub or dub? What do you choose?
I okay, I watch both, but I prefer dub. I watch dub most of the time.
Interesting.
Yeah, because like I grew up watching dub because like I never liked reading subtitles. Um, not that it's like it's just distracting sometimes because I'm like I always find myself doing this, looking up. I'm like, wait, what did I miss? And then when I want to multitask, I can't really like turn away because I don't know what's going on. Um, and I just prefer like listening to things in my own language. Uh, and it obviously if there's like a show that I really want to watch that doesn't have a dub, then I'll watch it still. Like I'm not opposed to sub anime. Um, I watched something that's not anime related, but I watched Parrot that's subtitles, and I love the movie.
Nice.
So yeah, I definitely prefer dub over sub, but I love both.
How about your personal big three? Like your favorite three anime?
Yes, let's see. Attack on Titan's number one.
Of course,
Of
naturally.
course, of course. Death Note. Gotta put Death Note up there.
Nice.
The third one always changes. So right now, I really like Tower of God. So those are my top three.
Nice. Did you see God of High School?
I have not. I've heard good
Oh,
things though. I know. I have a lot of anime on my watch
on
list.
your watch list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that I've been dying to talk to you about is you are the creator of AnimeCon.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm not mistaken in saying that's the first time ever that happened. Online anime convention, you
Yeah.
you got so many anime TikTokers in one place, voice actors, you organized rooms, you did something so incredible. Like seriously, how did you just talk to me about it? How did you even come up with that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was back in March and this is when the virus started getting worse and everybody was like told to stay at home. So everybody was in quarantine. And I was just like scrolling through TikTok, and there were some videos I came across of some people saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna do like this special live stream on this day. Make sure you guys come because we're all in quarantine. Let's have fun," type thing. Like holding like little special events for their followers. And I was like, "What can I do for my anime followers?" And I was just like thinking of ideas of what I could do, and then I was like, "Oh, what about an anime convention? Like, is that even possible, right?" So I made a video telling everybody I had this idea. So it wasn't like official. I was like, "Hey guys, I have this idea. Like, I want to do like an anime convention. Like, I have a bunch of ideas. Are you guys interested? Email me at this email if you're interested." And I had like by the next day, I had like 200 emails. And I was like, "Okay." I was like, I was like, a lot of people are interested in this. I was like, "Okay, so this has to happen now." So um, so I emailed some of those people back, and then I don't think I went through all of them because there was just so many, and it was hard to go through all of them. So I wasn't sure if I made another video or not, but I made like a Google form so people can sign up to volunteer and help me out with it. And had like over in total had like over 400 people like apply to be a part of it, and I was like, it wasn't all at once, but in total it was 400, which is pretty wild if you think about it.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I think at first I had around like 10 to 15 people for the first like week or two, and then over time I started like, recruiting more people because I was like, okay, I want this convention to be bigger and bigger, so I had to keep getting more people to join because everybody is so excited to be a part of it, and everybody's excited to make it happen. And I wanted to do so many like different panels and like events and stuff, and everybody else wanted too. They were like, "Hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, of course, do it." Like, yeah, of course. And then I start realizing as time was going, I was like, okay, we need more people. That's why I don't know if you've seen, we kept posting like, "Hey, we need more volunteers, we need more security, we need more people to help us out." But it was definitely fun overall. I realized like after it was over how worn out I was because we had like over 90 staff like working under me like toward the end. That was pretty crazy throughout. I was very stressed out, very pressured, because I wanted to make sure it was perfect, and I didn't want to, you know, make it like a bad experience for anybody. And I want to make sure everybody's professional and like making their events really good. I had to make sure I observed everybody's event. I was like, I gotta make sure this is great. And I was like, if things go wrong, it's all my fault. Because it's like if the convention failed, like everybody were looking at me like, "Oh, she sucks, she's bad, she's canceled," or whatever. So those things were running in my head. But it was just so much like pressure and a lot of responsibility because I never like done anything like that before, like led a bunch of people to create something. I think the most I've led like amount of people was like less than 10 people, but I had like 90 people working under me, and like I'm getting like 10, 20 messages every day of people saying, "Hey, can I help you with this?" Like, "Hey, can I do this? Can I do that?" Or like concerns they would have. Everybody would immediately come to me. So I was always bombarded with messages, and that was another stressful thing. And if there's an issue, I have to figure out how to handle it. And I'm over here like I'm not qualified to handle this. So I'm like, what do I do? And always, I found myself always constantly worried that like, oh, did I make the right decision there? Or like, because there were times where like I made a decision and I was like, I don't know if that was good. I don't know if that was a good idea. But it was a learning experience for all of us. Because obviously I made a lot of mistakes because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I figured it out along the way. And it doesn't help when you're a people pleaser because I'm definitely a big people pleaser. I like try and make sure everybody's happy. But I also learned from that experience that that's not possible. Not everybody's gonna be happy. So like all that matters is that I do my best to make sure it's great, and that's really all I can do. Um, but I definitely think it was worth it because it made a lot of people happy. Um, the people on the staff and everybody who attended. Because like I got like messages like after the convention was over, people saying like telling me how grateful they were, and that this is like a good time for something like this to happen because, you know, it's not a good time in the world right now. And I'm just glad that I made a lot of people happy. And even though it was like a stressful experience, it was still great. um, and I'm just glad that I just made everybody happy. So that's all that really matters. So
Well, I,
yeah.
I really wanted to tell you just it was amazing just
Oh, I'm
going
glad.
there and that it existed. Really, it was at the time it was such a bright spot
I'm
because
so glad.
it was like the highlight of
Oh.
everything. Like it was amazing. I'm so happy you did it, and I from the outside looking in, just seeing how many rooms there were and how many things you had to navigate and all the
Oh yeah.
panels, and I always wanted to talk to you about it. You know,
Oh
so
yeah.
yeah, like it's absolutely crazy, and I really wanted
Hmm.
to know if you. I know it was stressful, but would
Hmm.
you do it again?
Yeah, because we were gonna do it again. Like 2 weeks after the convention ended, I was gonna start up another one. So I started making plans for the next one. Um, because I think, okay, I had to cancel it though because I reached like a mindset where I was like obsessed with it. If that that's weird. Like it's a weird that's weird to say out loud. I was like kind of obsessed to the point where like all I did, like the moment I woke up, I would be planning for the convention to the time I went to sleep. And I would be thinking about it before I went to bed, thought about it before I woke up, just to the point where I hardly ate or drank because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, how can I make this bigger? How can I make this better? Like, how do I, you know, change up the system, make it more easier to navigate? How do I make it less stressful on the staff? Because it was really stressful for them because the first time for the first one, we did it in a month. And I thought it was going to be enough time, which it was because, you know, it was still successful, but it was really stressful on the staff that nobody knew about. It was very stressful for us. So I was like, okay, well, I got to make this better. I was like, maybe we can do it in 5 months. Maybe we can do it in 3 months. I'm like, I don't know. I was trying to create like a better system so it wouldn't be so much stress on anyone. So I was trying to, as I was trying to make things better, I made more mistakes. So that's nice. And I think that was mainly due to how stressed out I was and the pressure I felt from it all. And it's the pressure I put on myself, really, because I'm the one who took on the responsibility to do this. And all that coupled with my obsession with it, just like ultimately, amongst other factors, ultimately I decided that I don't think I'm ready to do another one. So at least not right now. Maybe in a month I'll do it again. Maybe in the next year I'll do it again. I don't know. But for right now, I don't think I'm ready to get in that mindset again because I was very like mentally unhealthy at the time and just physically unhealthy because I wasn't eating right or drinking right or anything or sleeping correctly. So it took a toll on me. And once I canceled it, I was like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. I was like, okay, I can breathe. Like I'm okay. Okay. So, yeah, I know that all sounds like bad, but honestly, it was fun. It definitely was fun. It's just I wasn't really paying attention to my health. So that's why I had to cancel it.
No, I'm glad. As much fun as it was, I'm glad you
Yeah.
did. I had absolutely no idea that you're going through any of that. Like,
Yeah.
I I just try to imagine what you guys are going through, but I'm glad you took your health first, seriously.
Yeah.
Um, what is an anime that you didn't know you thought was going to be bad, but you ended up watching it and it was actually pretty good?
Um, I think it was Death Note.
You
I
thought
think
Death
it
Note
was
was going
Death
to be
Note.
bad? Really?
Because at the time that my sister had watched it, um, I just saw when she was watching it, I saw like moments that I didn't know was happening. And I was like, why does this look so old? It's not even that old though, to be honest. But at the time, this is like probably a decade ago. But and I was like, that looks so boring and old. Like I don't know if I want to watch that. And she would like try and persuade me, like, it's really good though. Like, you need to watch it first. She's like, I know it looks a little bit old, but it's good. And I was like, eh. Um, but then I start seeing other people talking about it, and like my other siblings all watched it, and they were like, "It's good, Kana, you have to watch it." Then I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." Years later, I finally watched it, and it's like one of my top three now. So I'm like, "That was
Nice.
great. That was a good show. That was a really good show. I would totally watch that again."
Happy ending. That's crazy. I've never heard anyone talk about Death Note like
Really,
that, but I'm glad you liked it.
same, same. It's a lot better than I
So,
expected.
so on TikTok, what is a comment in your comment section that makes you shake your head?
Um, not. I don't get too much like I guess like hate comments really. I do get some every now and then, but a lot of the
Really?
time yeah, like not that much really because I have like the the comment filter. Do you know that section on the settings? You can just filter out certain words and stuff like that. So maybe that's helping.
I didn't know TikTok had that.
Yeah, you can like go to like settings and then you can like put in like certain keywords that you don't want to appear in your comment section, and they'll block those out. So I filled those in with a bunch of things I think people would say to me, like bad words and stuff like that, or insults. I would just put in there so that if people try to insult me, they can't. um, yeah, so maybe that's why I'm not getting that many comments. But I do get some every now and then, or people just say things like if I make something about like dubbed anime, somebody would say like oh you watch dubbed anime, you suck or something like that, and I would just try ignore those. But in my head, I try to because first I would get like usually my first reaction is not the best because like I don't like usually respond to them. I just respond in my head thinking like, oh, like why would you say that? Like that's rude or something like that. But then I would try and just ignore it or try to understand where they're coming from. I'm like, maybe they just saw a lot of bad dubbed anime. Try and see things from their perspective. Like I was saying earlier, like how I try to see things from other people's perspective, try to understand people. Um, but and then that's another thing I learned recently too. That's like not everybody can be understood, and it's not my job to understand everyone. So that's the thing I learned, and that goes for literally everyone. You don't have to understand everybody. Just let it go, basically. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I try and give people the benefit of the doubt and not respond with, you know, anger. Even if I don't respond physically, like in my head, I try not to respond angry. You know what I mean? Um, just try to just try and be more kinder. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's beautiful. That's a great message.
Yeah.
What do you like the most about the anime community?
I love that it brings, like any community, it brings a bunch of people together, like-minded people who love the same thing. That's why I love going to anime conventions because there's a bunch of people in cosplay, a bunch of people, everybody's there because they love anime and they are there to, share their experience with people, there to make friends, they're there to, sell their art, make connections and like watch, new shows coming out and stuff like that. And I think it's just great that we have this community and that we can all like something, share something we all like. And I just think it's really, really nice because I feel like there's no other community like anime because anime is so, I guess, I want to say special because it's different from any other form of media or entertainment. Um, and I think it's just a really because like I was saying earlier, how anime has all these deep meanings behind their shows and stuff. And I think it helps a lot of people I guess learn things from them, and see those same people like come together to share their experiences and what they learn from different shows and different characters. It's like I think it's really incredible, um, and I feel really like nice being a part of it. So
And you're a huge part of it. You have over 200,000 followers. Like, how do you even feel about
yeah.
that?
Uh, At first, when I started growing, I got scared because I never had so many people like follow me. Because I think it was around they had like 10,000 where I started getting scared. I was like, that's a lot of people. Because put all those people, I'm like, I'm like that's good. That's good. It's definitely a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just because I never had so many people follow me, and 10,000 followers is like that's a lot of people. That's cool. And then as I was growing, I was like this is really cool. This is really scary. This is cool. It's scary. My mindset was doing like going back and forth. And then eventually I just reached a point where I was like, it's cool, but I'm like nothing to be scared of, nothing to like freak out about or anything.
Nice.
Like it's definitely cool because I really appreciate everybody who's supporting me and following me because people are so sweet. They like message me saying how thankful they are for my content and that how I help them through rough times and stuff. And I'm like, how? Like that's cool. Like I'm so glad this is happening. Because you never really know like the impact you have on people until they, express it to you, and you're like, wow. Because it's like making videos. You're just at home making your video, you post it, boom, it's done. And then when people watch that, it's like it really impacts them. And I think that's a really incredible thing because I know what it's like to be on that side, to watch somebody on TikTok or like YouTube or something and be really impacted by it, even though they probably just like took 10 minutes to make it. You know what I mean? And I think it's because I never got to see this side of like, I guess, entertainment, where I had like people watching me instead of me watching them. And I think it's really nice to have that because like I said, you can impact people and make people happy, and I think that's really an important thing, especially right now, because I feel like just in general a lot of people are not very happy in the world, and I think that it's good to have people who are creating content that make people happy, and I'm just glad that I'm a part of it, and I'm just glad I make people happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
out of all the TikToks you've done, what is your favorite TikTok?
Ooh, do I have a favorite?
Or something that makes the top five favorites, like one that would make the top five or your top 10.
I'd say I like doing my impressions videos. Um, like the ones where I'm doing multiple characters, so I'm not just doing one character. Um, I like those. I really like doing what's the other one? I like doing dance videos too. I don't do those that much because they don't do that well on my account because mine is anime related, so they didn't come for dance, but it's fine. Um, yeah, the impressions ones and the dance ones, and then I think those are like the ones I like the most. Yeah.
Nice. So, out of all the anime that you've seen, right, and you have seen very few old anime, what do you think that there is a golden era of anime?
I'm sure there is. I just don't know it. Maybe I want to say I want to say maybe it was around like I guess when the classics came out, like Cowboy Bebop, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon. Maybe that was the time, um, because those came out like 90s, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say those were kind of the ones that kind of kicked off all the other ones that came after. That's what I think. So there's some good
That's
shows
right.
back then, though. There's some great shows, honestly.
That's so. Do you prefer old gen over new gen?
No, no, it's not that I prefer. I just think that is what it like the golden age because like there are a lot of good ones for sure, but I don't really watch a lot of old anime. Like I said before, I do. I don't know if people still count Pokemon as anime, even, but I love
That's true. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Love the older Digimon series. I don't like the newer ones. Well, I haven't seen the newer ones, so I can't really say that, but. Um, I still haven't seen Cowboy Bebop. I hear so many good things about that one though. And then I think I watched Dragon Ball Z years ago, but I never knew what was happening because I wasn't paying attention at the time. I like Sailor Moon, um, and then I think I watched like the old Fullmetal Alchemist, like not the Brotherhood, the one before that one. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like it was when it was coming. That's when I was watching it. I don't think I ever finished it though. Um, but I think those are the older ones that I like a lot. But I mainly watch a lot of newer ones these days. Yeah,
Well, that's really great. And I really wanted to thank you for coming. We're
of
going to be
course.
doing the Q&A portion. I think you're amazing. So now, any questions that you wanted to ask? Hey, Luna Art. And any questions you guys wanted to ask, please feel free to ask now.
You might have answered this before, but what's your favorite? What's your top three?
What's my top three?
Yeah, your top three.
Oh, you're asking me. Asking me.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
Oh God, was not prepared. My top three. It's I'm asked about my favorite anime a lot, and it's
Hmm.
always hard for me to pick because there's just so many. And I feel like a lot of people do pick, but it's so tough for me. And I feel like if I give any the number one spot or two spot,
Hmm.
there's 4 or 5 anime I'm doing a disservice to.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hey,
Okay.
hey guys. But yeah, so I'd probably have to go with, if I had to, a gun to my head, top three,
Okay.
it would probably be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, that's always a safe one. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'd probably go with Parasite the Maxim. I really love Parasite the Maxim. And Vinland Saga.
Ah, nice. Yes, yes. Love Vinland.
Yeah, if I had to. Now, actually, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that, but I'm okay with that.
Cool, cool.
So for you, if you have seen Banana Fish, how did you get over the ending? Did you see Banana Fish?
You like froze for a second. Can you say that again?
Oh, I'm like going in and out, right? It's going in and out for you too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, is everything okay? Okay, good. So have you
It's
seen
lagging
have
a
you
little
seen
bit, but it's
Banana Fish?
good. I have not. I haven't. Not yet.
No problem at all.
But
I saw it
yeah, one
and
day.
I still haven't gotten over it. That's my
Oh, really?
that's my I
Like this is.
yeah, it's
Oh
brutal.
wow. Okay, I'll have to check it
And
out.
one it's really you like Clannad, so
Yeah.
you do like sad anime, and it's Banana Fish is sad. Banana Fish is pretty
Okay.
sad.
Well, in that case, my alley.
And one last question: have you seen
Okay.
Haiku?
I've seen like the first 5 episodes, but I put it on hold. Um, I like it. It's cute. But I have to get back into it because I keep like stopping anime and then starting a new one like without finishing the other one. Because right now I'm currently
Definitely.
watching, yeah, I'm currently watching Tower of God. I'm currently watching this older one. Well, it's not that old. I think it came out like 2 years ago. It's called Be the Beginning. I started watching that one. I should have finished the other ones
Yes.
that I haven't finished. I keep doing that, jumping around, but eventually I'll circle back to it. But yeah, I love it. I like it so far.
Oh, that is great. Be the Beginning's really good, and
Yeah.
Kanaya, again, thank you so much for doing this.
Of
You're
course.
such
Thank
an
you so
awesome
much.
you're an awesome creator. I had a lot of fun interviewing you. I hope you had fun.
I did, of
Um,
course. I'm so glad you asked. I was like, yay!
Thank you. And everybody, thanks for joining. This is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Instagram, and I'm going to be putting clips on TikTok. Take care, everybody.
Yay.
Bye.